My name is Jeannie Morris, and my business analytics team has been researching Dick's Sporting Goods. Today, I will be presenting the information we found in regards to use case 4. So first, in exercise 4.1, we were asked to further explore exactly what cause and effect relationships are. So, in terms of the definition, the cause is the reason for something happening, and the effect is exactly what happened. So when talking about a cause and effect relationship, it is when one event, which is the cause, results in the occurrence of another event, which is the effect. And keep in mind, a singular cause is not limited to one effect, but rather can result in several effects. There are 3 criterion that must be met in order to establish a cause and effect relationship. First, there is empirical association, so the cause must occur before the effect. Time ordering, when the cause happens, so must the effect. And then non-spuriousness, which is the relationship between cause and effect cannot occur by chance, so it must be causal. And then there is a cause and effect analysis tool, which is 5 steps. First, we identify the problem. Then we brainstorm the main causes of the said problem. We then break down each of the main causes into sub-causes using a fishbone diagram, which you will see later on in this presentation. We then analyze the diagram created in step 3, and based off that diagram, we develop our plan of action. So in the second part of use case 4, we were asked to do a root cause analysis using the 5 whys. So this root cause analysis was based off of Dick's Sporting Goods 2021 playbook, and if we look here, we see that the landfill tons have increased from 17,336 up to 18,627. So that is over a 1,000 increase. So based off of this, our problem statement is the tons of waste produced by Dick's Sporting Goods has increased from 2020 to 2021. And this is a problem because they have been working to decrease the waste that they are producing. So then we ask, why is there an increase? And this may be because Dick's Sporting Goods has opened several new locations in 2021. And why might that have led to waste or an increase in waste? And it is likely that various items were shipped in non-recyclable packaging by Dick's Sporting Goods' different vendors. Then we asked the question of why again, and we stated that Dick's Sporting Goods often receives goods from outside vendors who may not share the same values as Dick's Sporting Goods, which are reducing the amount of waste produced and using sustainable packaging mechanisms. And then for a 4th time, we ask why. So given the amount of inventory carried by Dick's Sporting Goods, it would affect the profits in a negative way if we were to cut ties with every vendor who doesn't use sustainable packaging. However, looking further into this, they have instituted financial penalties for vendors who use an excessive amount of packaging when delivering their products. And then why are they doing this? And it's because this financial penalty has been put in place as means of incentivizing vendors to reduce the amount of packaging used along with the waste associating with it. So following this root cause analysis, we have come up with 2 different root causes of why there may have been an increase in waste. The first one is Dick's Sporting Goods has opened various new locations, which has resulted in increased waste. However, had these new stores not been opened, it is likely that the data would display a decrease in waste. So looking at it more so from a store to waste ratio type perspective, it is likely that they have decreased their amount of waste based off the amount of stores they have. And then the second root cause is not all of the vendors who supply goods to Dick's Sporting Goods are using sustainable packaging, which results in Dick's Sporting Goods having to dispose of the excess packaging, which then leads to an increase in their waste. So if vendors were incentivized by the financial penalty imposed by Dick's Sporting Goods, it is likely that we would see a decline in the amount of waste produced. Then we were asked to create a cause and effect template. And this is the fishbone diagram that we were previously discussing. So here we changed it up a little bit, and we decided that our problem was to eliminate single-use point-of-sale plastic bags and reduce greenhouse gas emissions. And then when you're looking, so what these bigger boxes, those are what we would refer to as, looking back, the main causes. And then the smaller boxes are those sub-causes that we were discussing in the analysis tool. So looking back at it, the climate scenarios that could have had an impact, that is predictive, and then these smaller boxes are our sub-causes. So to develop streamlined processes, to set a standard for future assessments, to eliminate waste of resources, to be proactive instead of reacting. Here we have the alternative options for single-use paper bags, which is another predictive. So we have deforestation, negative climate effects of waste. As the business is growing, cost-effective options are needed to continue branding efforts and solutions that allow tracking of purchases leaving the store to ensure against that theft. Then another main cause we have is incentives to customers for sustainable choices. So these bottom two are our prescriptive that we're looking at, to encourage loyalty, to encourage participation in our program, to align consumer and company goals, low-cost rewards, and to improve likelihood of continued commitment to the program. And here we're kind of more so focusing on what can we do to incentivize our customers to start using paper or even reusable bags. And then we have improved climate management processes, and some of our sub-causes would be transportation and delivery emissions, assessment of climate impact, to promote faster ID of waste issues, to reduce cost of process implementation, and then I can't really read this last one, but I'm sure I could if it was blown up. So moving on, the fourth part of our use case was the independent and dependent variables. So our cause would be the independent variable and our effect would be the dependent variable. So our first cause was operations and resources are being used abundantly, and the effect of this would be impact of climate scenarios on business operations. Our second cause, increased waste from plastic bags used in operations, which then as the effect results in alternative options for single-use plastic bags. Third cause would be customers are increasing their use in single-use plastic bags, and the effect of that, incentives to provide to customers for sustainable choices. And lastly, our cause, the increase in waste from everyday operations, and the effect of that, improved climate management processes. And here are our analytics models. So we were asked to look back at the different analytics models that we originally decided on for our descriptive, predictive, and prescriptive business processes. And upon analyzation, we decided not to change these analytics models as we believe they were the best fit. This concludes my use case 4 presentation, and I hope you enjoyed.